Hey everyone, welcome back. It is time for somewhat of a review, not a full review. We're going to be doing a review of the New Japan Cup, what matches we enjoyed, what matches we didn't enjoy, what we thought of the outcome, what storylines may come out of this. So it's a review of the entire New Japan Cup as a whole. We may or may not give it a score, but with me once again, we have Campo.Reviews, the man who reviews movies, TV shows, wrestling, and movie trailers. There was a whole whack of trailers just released this past week. Campo and I will have a video for you soon on his channel about breaking down all these videos that we've seen. So make sure you're also subscribed to Campo RLG Cast. Ring that bell for his notifications too. Ring the bell for our notifications and stay up to date on all things wrestling and pulp culture. So with that out of the way, Campo, welcome back. We are talking New Japan Cup, Pulp Fiction. I am
Just
Astar, a
pop.
robot.
It would be nice if your shirt said culture and then it's like pulp culture. It's almost like pop culture.
Pop robots?
We'll take it.
Okay. So New Japan Cup just ended last week. We're not going to do a match-by-match breakdown like we do with all our other reviews. We're just going to talk about some of the matches we enjoyed, some of the storylines, and what we thought of the outcome. So what were some of the matches you liked? This was a great tournament.
This is what I think you need to do first. Get Timmy to bring up a list of matches. Do you have that already?
Have it already.
Okay, because I already know. I already have my 3 matches that I think were the best matches.
I got a list of 3 matches too.
So I don't remember who, like, I was trying so hard. I'm like, okay, just remember who they face. So when we do this, it'll be easy. But I
have it all in front of me.
So Yuya's first round match.
Yuya's first round match. That was against, where are we here? Yuya was against, he was in the other brackets. So he was against, where is he? Do I have it here?
Timmy, no, Timmy. You suck, Timmy.
Timmy, what are you doing? Tangaloa, Ishii. Yuya was against Shingo.
Yeah, okay, so Yuya versus Shingo, that is arguably my favorite match of the tournament. I thought it was really hard hitting.
And it shows Yuya can have that other side of wrestling as well, not just like the technical aspect, but he can also go with the heavyweights.
And also Shingo is just like so good.
Yeah, like, he's a beast.
We never talk badly about Shingo, but we have waves recently where it's like we're kind of constantly getting the same match for him. It's not his fault.
He's stuck in the Sonata cycle from a couple years ago.
Yeah, and he's already getting to that age now where it's like risky if they're ever going to bank on him again, because he did have the championship for a brief period and they took it away, which makes me feel like at least that management prior to Tanahashi didn't have that much faith in him.
Yeah, he's going to be, I think he's 41 now, Shingo. So
yeah, it's like 41, I'm pretty sure.
He's around maybe a year or two younger than Naito.
So
that's but then again, Shingo's work style is much more detrimental than Naito's. Like, it's more physical. It's more.
It is, but it's also a lot more grounded. So his risk of like knee injuries is a lot less.
Yes. He could probably he could probably last as long as someone like an Ishii.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is, if he lasts as long as the Ishii, he will not. Like, Ishii now is more of an enhancement. You got a young guy to put over, you put in Ishii. You need someone who can do some chops.
But I would prefer getting the random Tanahashi versus Kenny Omega match like once every 5 years and having to deal with the putovers than just him dwindling away, doing nothing. Anyways.
Yeah, but this tournament does set it up because Shingo Takagi made it to the quarters.
Yeah,
he beats Yuya in this match, but he made it to the quarters and he lost to Evil. So what I'm thinking is this may set him up for the Never Openweight Championship.
Which it's like, I don't need him to win more Never Openweight Championships.
Yeah,
it's kind of a position where one of the guys who gets to the finals is stuck in that already, and we'll talk about that. But I think I'll save that for state. But,
yeah, that's fine. I mean, we could talk about like what we saw. Like, I mean, this tournament was good though. Like, it was
surprisingly one of the better tournaments we've seen in a long time.
Umino loses again in the first round to Jack Perry, which is setting up their Windy City Riot match now.
And that match was really good. So, and that's going to come back for sure, the Windy City Riot. So I'll give you my second one, unless you want to give your first one.
My first one, I really enjoyed the Evil and Shingo match. That one was really, really good. I had a
Solid match.
yeah,
It is, and it's Evil can go if you give him the right person to go with, he can do it.
yeah,
He's just, I feel like, I mean, they are getting better.
yeah.
House of Torture. It's getting more tolerable.
It's tolerable. Like I said, with all this talent that's leaving, I as much as people may not like it, it's time to move Evil to the main event, to the heavyweight picture once again.
Yeah, and now I think we're kind of learning how he got there in the first place
Hmm.
because of injuries or like people leaving. They had
Yeah.
no choice but to, because when Evil won, is that
Everybody was hurt
is
when
that when Kenny and
Tanahashi,
Young Bucks left already?
yeah,
That's like when AEW first started.
18, 19, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that totally makes sense, right? And Kota
I think
Ibushi was injured.
I think Okada was hurt at the time too.
Yeah. See, and it's like we can harp on them for things like nowadays. I think there's a lot more to talk about with the booking, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
But I'm giving a lot of promos for the state. Um, I'll give you my second one. It was another first round matchup. I would have said Jack Perry and Shooter, but I feel like that was part of the event that we watched, so I
Yeah.
don't want to count that. Um, I'm gonna say Shooter, or no, sorry, Yota Tsuji's first match. I think he fought Goto.
Yoda
No, he
Tsuji's first
couldn't have
match was
fought
against
Goto.
Cobb.
Cobb, there you go, Jeff Cobb. Yeah, that was a friggin' banger.
That was
I couldn't believe, and he picked up Jeff Cobb multiple times.
yeah. And that's right. Suji just plowed through him and he beat him. Like it was a good long match too. It was like 20 minutes. It was not I'm gonna go with Jack Perry versus Sonata.
Is that where he got injured?
Perry or
Yeah.
Sonata? No, Sonata got
Oh no,
injured
I'm
in the
thinking of David Finley. I'm thinking of
Finley
David
got
Finley.
injured. He got injured during the Hiroki Goto. Once we finish talking about our favorite matches in the final, I'll put up a graphic with the bracket up on the screen for
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys so
yeah,
you
yeah.
can see. Um, but yeah, the Sonata versus Jack Perry match was great. That's why. See, that's go on. Sorry, I was just thinking out loud because Finley got injured in the Goto match. Was Finley supposed to go to the finals or no?
I don't know because if you have, I think you have to change the entire face of um the tournament
Right.
because Suji winning is like a put over.
It's a huge
We
putover, and it's setting up Lij versus Lij.
and it gets you get Goto out of the way,
Hmm.
which
But
is a
I don't
good
think.
put
But that's the
over.
thing. I don't think Goto should have gone to the final. I
But
think.
Goto can put on a banger, and him putting over Suji means something.
Yeah,
David Finley
Sonata
winning
putting over
over
Suji.
Suji means nothing.
Right.
Let's be honest. What does David Finley beating Suji mean, except that he won the tournament?
Yeah.
It
I
means
think.
something
Do you
for
think? Do you think
Suji.
Suji winning this tournament was an audible because maybe
Yes, I do.
David Finley was, I think,
But
scheduled to win this
also
tournament.
at the same time, I was talking about this yesterday. When you think about it, like really break it down, there's already a built-in story for Suji. So my thought process is, what was the plan if David Finley won? Maybe Suji was supposed to win. Like I always have that thought now
Yeah,
in the
because
back of
they
my
teased
head.
this. They teased this at the end of the 52nd anniversary show when Naito said, "Suji, you're gonna win and you're gonna face me" or something like that.
Yeah, and it's like, but and like I guess, but Suji beating David Finley is not a put over either. It's just both
No,
of them
but
making it to the finals.
That's why I'm thinking Suji may not was supposed to go to the final. They made the audible. I think it was supposed to be Finley versus maybe someone like an Evil or something or a Shingo.
That would have made more sense. But okay, in New Japan, we know it has to be a put over in the finals or
Yeah,
two banger wrestlers. And
and
not to
we
take
already
away from these
know
two guys, that's not what that is.
like we've seen Naito versus Sonata, and we know there's that a little bit like real life animosity between them because he sandbags him every match. So I don't think Sonata in the final against Suji, he would have put him over as well.
Yeah, and it's like that is what it is. I agree with you. I don't have a great depth of information to get into that.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you.
Yeah. For those
Um,
wondering, I'll have right now, I'm putting the bracket up. There you go. This is the bracket. You see it now. You'll see our winner, all that.
and
And
the finals was my third match. I really liked
yeah,
the finals. I thought Goto did a really, really good job. of making Suji look good. Like when he was on offense, he was really on offense. And when he was
Yeah.
taking a beating from Suji, he made it look like that ending, that last like bit where he took the spear and then the other spear, he was like,
Hmm. Yeah. Suji absolutely like destroyed him, it seemed like,
yeah, Goto is underappreciated in terms of just like what an actual wrestler he is.
as like a singles wrestler. Like, yeah, we noticed that all the
He
time
can
with
go
like,
in the doubles. It's the awkwardness of the way that they win the tag titles that makes us have animosity towards them.
yeah, that's why this is what I'm worried about. In terms of like, are they really gonna, because are they gonna do Bishamon versus ELP and thing again?
I don't know. And to be honest with you, right now, that this is like hurts my insides to say this. New Japan has the shittest tag division in all of wrestling.
Hmm.
WWE's tag division is so much better right now that it's crazy.
Like that match for WrestleMania is, we'll talk about it in the state, but that match for WrestleMania, the six-way challenger, is looking great
I think we'll give full predictions, I think, for what we have
in the
available for
state. Yeah,
WrestleMania.
we'll do that in the state. So make sure to
Because
tune
Ring
in
of
later in the.
Honor has 3 matches announced for their pay-per-view as well.
Hmm.
So we can do some of that.
I don't think anything's announced for Dynasty yet.
I think there
Maybe
was
one. They're
one.
doing the finals for the tag team tournament.
Oh yeah, that's right, but we don't know who's there yet.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, like I mean, I don't got much else to say about this other than that
You
this
didn't give your third match.
oh, my third match again, I'm with you on that, was the finals. The finals, like New Japan knows how to do tournaments. And this New Japan Cup proved it. It to me it feels like this final match was like a good way to put over your young talent. Clearly, Yota Tsuji is the guy they are focusing on for the future. Tsuji is their next, I would say, someone like an Okada.
Who's gonna win the G1? Predict it now.
Yuya,
I'm gonna say Shooter.
really.
And
I have a feeling he's going to put on a good. I have a feeling he'll put on a good tournament, but they're going to keep telling that story. Shooter, I don't think we'll get an opportunity
there
until
has
about
to be
next.
there's 2 options here. Okay, we'll
Mhm.
say this quick before we even get to state. With Suji winning now, there's 2 options we have available. Suji beats Naito in some kind of weird fashion that causes a storyline rift in the LIJ, which
Okay.
leads to one of the other young guys winning the G1 and facing him and beating him at Wrestle Kingdom. Okay. So that way he gets a decent run, right? He gets a
Yeah.
Sonata length run with the belt. Um, or Naito wins, and the person who's gonna win the G1 tournament is gonna be like a Great Bash heel type guy. It's gonna be literally like Finley or Jack Perry. Or Evil. It's gonna be. It has to. The only person who can beat
What?
Naito, it has to be a heel.
How about
The only
this?
person for Suji has to be a young guy.
I would say this: Sakura, Tsuji loses to Naito. Naito retains. Tsuji goes on to win the G1 and challenges him again for Wrestle Kingdom.
I
And
mean,
he
that makes
beats.
sense storyline wise, but us being wrestling fans, is
Right.
that what you want? Like, do you
No, I
think
want to.
Suji deserves to win the 2 major singles tournaments in one
If
year?
Suji's the guy, you're putting all your if Suji's the horse you're putting your cart behind, give him everything.
Just give me Edge versus Yota Suji at
Edge, Adam
for the
Copeland
TNT belt. Yeah, give
at
me
Forbidden
Adam
Door.
Copeland for the TNT belt at Forbidden Door. That's what I
Eh,
want. Spear
yeah,
versus spear.
that's it. That's it. I'd take that. I don't see why not.
Okay, I don't have
That's
anything else.
they haven't announced Forbidden Door yet, so we don't know. But I mean, all in all, New Japan, after a really slow start to the year after Wrestle Kingdom, they seem to be picking up, and I'm really looking forward to Sakura Genesis.
Yeah, and last year's Sakura Genesis was a fucking banger. So
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly look it up right now. If there's, I don't think there's anything announced for it. Is there? Other
Suji
than
versus Naito.
yeah, Timmy is looking it up right now. Oh no, the card's fully there, so we'll talk about that right now.
No, no, wait. Save it for state.
Save it for state.
Save it
Okay,
for state.
save it for the state.
You guys
Okay,
got to come watch the state.
so once again, we'll keep this one short and sweet. Congratulations to Yota Tsuji on winning the New Japan Cup. It's about time that New Japan now is starting to put forward some of their younger talent. And like we were saying, I think with Tsuji winning and Yuya right behind him, it's going to be that Okada Naito dynamic, or that Tanahashi Naito, where one is always the champ and the other one is always the foil for them, or like, you know what I mean? But it is truly Tsuji, Yuya and Umino Shooter are like they're Okada, they're Tanahashi, and they're Naito moving forward. That's the guys they're putting, and Narita in a certain way as well.
Yeah, and you know what? Fujita does have a match for the TV title.
Fujita's facing for the TV title? When?
I don't know if it's at this. It might be at MLW show, but he is facing Matt Riddle. So
Okay.
I saw the graphic.
Okay. So overall, we'll just give the tournament as we'll grade the tournament and we'll grade the final match. So what would you say as a whole, the tournament, would you grade it as?
I would give the tournament an 8.
Mm-hmm.
A solid 8.
Yeah.
I think I don't really with tournaments, because we don't grade it on the same scale. I don't need
No,
to
we
get like
don't.
into great detail with the score. I think a solid 8 is good.
Yeah.
And I think
with,
the last
with
match
tournaments,
was,
I don't go into the points. It's either, yeah.
well, I think with the solid, the final match was an 8.5.
Yeah, I'm with you right there. I'm exactly the same score. The tournament as a whole was an 8, and the final, like that finals, was a fantastic match. I wouldn't put it up as match of the year just yet. The
No,
year's still
I
there.
think above an 8.5 is where you start getting into match of the year. 8.5 is like the line of like just of the one of the
At
best
least a
matches.
9, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm right there with you, an 8.5 for that with that final match. They gave it enough time. They told a great story. This is what I want to see, and they put over a young guy, and that's the important thing right now.
Which
So
with Tanahashi, I was not expecting.
yeah, I was thinking, which is good because Tanahashi wasn't even in this tournament, or else he would have
Thank
won it.
God. Yeah,
He'll
he's
win the
about to win the global belt, so let's not get too
yeah
happy.
he'll win the tournament. He'll win the G1 this year. But yeah, he will
Bullshit.
win the global belt eventually. That's what I think Finley has the rematch first, but we'll talk about that in the
No, it's
state.
Tanahashi versus Nick Nemeth.
Yeah, that's first.
Yeah, I
Jesus.
checked it. That's very upsetting.
When is that? At Windy City?
It's a Core Genesis, I think.
Is it? Okay, we'll talk about that in
We'll
the
talk
state.
about it. We'll get it.
So,
Yeah.
guys, make sure you tune into the state for the full rundown of every card that's coming up over WrestleMania weekend, of all the matches we do have. We'll talk about them all. We'll talk about some big news that happened. There's a big news coming out of Stardom, so make sure you tune into the state for that one as well. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. We'll see you in the next video with the state of wrestling. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.